see how a young boy who couldn't speak gave his family an unforgettable Christmas present with one word.
We'll see the first ever attempt of a skydiver to climb down a human ladder floating in midair. When That's Incredible continues. We take a lot of things for granted in life, like the sound of children laughing. For years, the Carreathers family never heard that sound from their son, Ramon. And when at age 13, he was finally able to say his first word, it was the most wonderful sound in the world. It's a very happy birthday for Ramon Carreathers, the first time he's ever been able to blow out the candles.
When he was just 1 year old, Ramon suffered a heart attack. He was choking when they rushed him into the operating room. An incision in his throat created a breathing hole to get life-saving oxygen to his system.
The incision, however, left scar tissue that partially closed off Ramon's windpipe and seriously impaired his ability to speak.
As Ramon grew up, his condition created more scars than the one on his throat. His mother, Mary Carreathers, explains.
My family and I wished and prayed that he would be able to speak, because he was kind of special because he had a lot of other problems. And we thought, well, maybe if he could just speak to us, this would kind of take precedence over some of the other problems that he's suffering with. And he was just a person who would just get by himself and just play with his toys or whatever he had. And if people came to the house, he just kind of stayed away from them. I just wondered, as he gets older, how would he communicate in this world where talk is essential.
School obviously was a problem.
Shaped like a diamond. What did you say that time, Ramon? I missed it. Say it again for me. No, that's okay. I just missed it the first time. Go ahead. Say it again.
If he tried to talk to you and you didn't understand him, sometimes he was capable of having a little temper tantrum because of the lack of communication. And he has gone through a bit of ridicule from children and even from adults. We can deal with it, the family can. But how is he? Because he's often looked at himself, you know, and thought, why can't I talk? Why can't I be like the other boys and girls? About 3 years ago, we found that there was a doctor who had come to Emory, Dr. Fred McConnell, and that he was into reconstructive surgery of the trachea.
Ramon was not able to talk, and that he had scar immediately beneath his voice box or his larynx. And the scar prevented air coming from his lungs to his voice box. After initial evaluation of this scar, he was operated upon, where we removed the scar and then reconstructed the trachea by moving a bone, the hyoid bone, which is the top portion of the larynx, down to reconstruct the upper part of the trachea. Then we place a Montgomery T-tube in to stent the reconstruction, which allowed the air to pass from his windpipe back into his larynx so that he was able to use it as a normal child would be able to use his larynx.
After 3 operations came the fateful day.
I guess I was the happiest person in the world. I don't think that anybody could have been any happier than me. And I felt that after all these years, I'm finally hearing my son call me Mommy. And it was, even though it was raspy and low, it was the most beautiful sound in the world.
But the battle is not over. Ramon must still spend many hours in speech therapy learning how to use his new trachea.
Remember your L sound.
Lock.
Good. Pull your tongue back just a little bit.
Lock.
Okay, that's a good lock. Now say, I forgot to lock the door.
I forgot to lock the door.
Very good.
Learning how to breathe through his mouth is also mandatory. Before the operation, Ramon breathed through his throat, which is why he couldn't even blow candles out on his birthday cake.
Yeah, that was about 8 seconds. All right, someone else have a name?
Kitten.
Now we can understand what he's saying, and I don't have to bend down and hear him speak right into my ear. He can speak loudly.
Bill.
Ramon's whole life is changing.
He is, to me, a lot more active. He participates more in school. I believe his friends have increased because they're able to understand him.
As his voice emerges, so does a shy little boy, a boy who can finally delight in the pleasures that most kids take for granted.